Joe Rogan talks about the importance of fitness in just about every podcast episode.
You can exercise, and everyone should exercise.
But rarely do we hear much about the specifics of Joe's own training. That was until episode 2039 with author Michael Easter. Towards the end of the show, Joe laid out some of his favorite workout ideas specifically for getting into shape for elk hunting. Now, the meat in my fridge still comes from Trader Joe's, but that didn't stop me from giving his workouts a try.
Start off every workout with a cold plunge. I do a cold plunge for 3 minutes.
Here I'm hopping into a tub that circulates near freezing water, and that constant flow prevents a thermal layer of warmer water from forming around your body, and this makes it feel even colder. If you get into a traditional ice bath, just be sure to move your arms and legs around to simulate a similar effect. Now, cold exposure is all the rage these days, and while it's far from the most important thing you can do for your health, it can be a powerful habit to decrease inflammation, improve recovery, and circulation. Personally, I simply enjoy the jolt of energy that I get from the cold and the mental benefits that come from pushing my comfort zones. The warm-up starts with 100 push-ups and 100 bodyweight squats on a slant board. I broke these up into 5 sets of 20 each. This is a great way to warm up because we're supersetting upper and lower body moves, getting the heart pumping, and racking up 200 total reps in just a few minutes. The slant board probably reflects the influence of Ben Patrick, aka the knees over toes guy. The downward slope of the board allows you to squat deeper with less demand on ankle dorsiflexion and really helps target the quads.
I hook my heels into this thing, and then I lift myself up with my hamstrings.
That's a hard exercise.
It's hard, yeah. And I'll do 3 sets of 6 or 7. I want to make sure that I don't blow something out, you know, because it is hard to do. It's like you're going, yeah! The Nordics, I take a good amount of time in between.
Yeah.
Like I'll do it, and then I'll do like a good 5-minute rest before I attempt the second set. Maybe even 10 minutes sometimes.
Yeah.
The Nordic curl is notoriously tough to perform through a full range of motion with strict form, which is why Joe sticks to lower reps. A decent substitute to work up to Nordics is the stability ball hamstring curl, especially when performed on one leg. Joe says he'll then perform either a kettlebell or bodyweight circuit. He doesn't go into specifics about the kettlebell work, but here's a little complex I came up with based on Joe's proclivity towards the clean and press. Using double kettlebells, perform 5 clean and presses, followed by 5 front squats, and finally 10 swings. Perform 5 total rounds, resting 2 minutes between each round. Use weights that are challenging but doable to maintain strict form on the presses. Kettlebell complex are great for working all the major muscle groups of the body in a dynamic fashion. You'll hit strength and metabolic conditioning at the same time, which makes these types of workouts a favorite for just about any kind of athlete. If you want to learn a lot more about kettlebell training, check out my courses in the description.
Or I have a bodyweight series that I do where I do 10 chin-ups, 20 dips, and 10 L chin-ups or L pull-ups.
Mm-hmm.
So it's close grip where my feet are extended out in front of me, and I'm doing these. And I do sets of 10 of those, and I'll do a circuit of 5. So 5 of those. So I do, so it's 50 chin-ups, 100 dips, and 50 pull-ups.
Mm-hmm.
So it all winds up to be 100 and 100.
Yeah.
Joe then moves on to neck and core work. He mentions using the iron neck, which looks ridiculous, but is a great user-friendly way to hit all the musculature of the neck from multiple angles. Here I'm performing the basic 360 spin and neck rotations from different lines of resistance. Of course, there are plenty of neck exercises you can do without equipment. The neck is an often undertrained area of the body, but like anywhere else, keeping it strong and mobile will help prevent injury, especially for athletes.
With those hip glute ham machines where you can do a sit-up where you're like way low.
Oh, yeah.
I do sets of 20 of those. And then I do back extensions, the opposite. I flip it around. And then I have a Sorinex one that actually doubles as a reverse hyper. And so then I do my reverse hypers. And then I stretch out.
Technically, the back extension involves a slow, controlled flexion and extension of the spine, but Joe could also be referring to a hip extension where the back is held in neutral. The reverse hyper was developed by legendary powerlifting coach Louis Simmons to strengthen the low back while decompressing the spine.
I stretch my back out because it's a lot of back, it's a lot of compression there. It feels like everything's tight. It's like I relax and stretch that out, and then generally I'll do my sprints on the Airdyne machine.
Joe doesn't specify a particular low back stretch, but here's a hanging twist that fits the bill.
And then generally I'll do my sprints on the Airdyne machine. And depending upon how hard the workout is, I usually do 4 or 5 rounds of Tabatas. Depending upon the workout, like if I'm just doing that, I'll do 10. I'll do 10 reps. So 10 series of 8.
Yeah.
But if I'm doing all that other stuff first, I'm so beat up by the time I get to that I'll do 4, or maybe I'll push myself to do 5, and then I immediately go into the sauna. Nice. So my cardio's still banging because it's like I'm going into the sauna. I'm already at 130 beats per minute.
Right
while
off
I'm stepping in.
off the assault bike.
Yeah, and it's 185 degrees in the sauna, and I sit in there for 20 minutes.
Yeah, right on. That'll do it.
Yeah, it fucks you up, but but it gets you in tremendous shape. It really does.
Another standalone cardio routine is simply doing an incline walk while wearing a weighted vest.
Anything where you're carrying weight and you're going, like one of the things that I did quite a bit is 30% incline on I have a really good treadmill that is 30% incline, and put a weight vest on.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and just watch a movie and fucking grind.
Oh yeah, that's the pack mule workout, dude. I do that a lot.
My feet, my calves were killing me. It's hard, man. It's hard.
And there you have it, a closer look at some of Joe Rogan's workout ideas. Hopefully you found something that you can incorporate into your own training, and for a lot more workout ideas, be sure to watch this video.